All right. There we are. Good evening. How's everybody doing? I can't believe it's Friday already. I'm just like, where did this week go? Absolutely crazy. Hope everybody is doing well. And welcome, welcome, obviously. Before we get started, I do want to talk about really quickly. Just remind everybody that if we have any interruptions with the stream, that I will get right back on as soon as I possibly can. So there's that, of course. Secondly, that this is a very family-friendly oriented channel. So I would ask people to please be kind in the chat. No racism, no nastiness. Just let's be decent to each other. Okay. I think that's important. Unfortunately, some people don't think so. If you can't abide by those simple rules, those awesome people that you see lit up in blue will give you the boot out of here. We're not going to tolerate nonsense. So I would just ask you not to do it right from the get go. So, anyway, I can't believe it's Friday already. Got my hunting license today. It only took 1 year with COVID. Yeah, well, get ready for round two, boys and girls, because it's coming. Uh, I believe it's coming. So, but very, very busy day today. Obviously, we were painting again. So, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get into that, Mister McGurban. He said, just in, Biden just banned all imports of Russian ammo and firearms. We're going to get into that because that's almost like a shadow ban, and they're using that as. Well, we'll talk about it really quickly before we get into what we're talking about. What's being done with that? It's another way to shadow ban to force people not to be able to get access to things, and but it is. They are trying to restrict things as much as they possibly can because realistically, if you look at last year, the number of new gun owners, first time gun owners, was up exponentially last year. Ridiculous. Yeah, and of course, Russian ammo was the cheapest. Well, that's if you're buying steel and not brass. Brass is going to be what brass is going to be. If you're buying brass ammo, if I'm going to stockpile ammo, I'll be honest with you myself. I'm going to stockpile brass. I'm not going to stockpile, steel ammo. But now steel ammo for practice, knock yourself out. You know what I'm saying? But uh, that as a Christian, I appreciate your rules on here. Thank you. Well, you're very welcome. I just to me there's no reason for hatred and nastiness. It's just not. It's not a necessary thing, and it shouldn't be tolerated. And so I don't tolerate it on my website. So not going to happen here. But anyway, steel is not reloadable. Well, that's another reason why brass is better. Like I said, if I'm gonna shoot, like I said, I'd rather have brass. That's just my own personal you know my own personal take on that. So we're going to talk about, and I we did talk about this a little bit once before, but I think you're going to see things progressing. Now, I'm going to tell you about a state bill in the assembly here for New York. New York Assembly Bill A416, okay? So Assembly Bill A416, it's not been presented on the floor yet. It's not been voted on in New York. But these are the things that is trying to be brought in. Okay. And hey, Pamela Sherry, the CDC government has a whole plan of implementing of removing people into holdings called the shielding approach. Please look it up. Well, we're going to talk about. Okay, I definitely will, and thank you very much for that information, and thank you for the donation as well. But we're going to talk about, first of all, I'm going to talk about this assembly bill in New York State. And what I want you guys to do is look up and see if there are similar bills in the states or country. Well, countries would be different, but in the states that you live in. Okay. So what what this bill basically says is that people that are it's based on like infectious diseases, right? So we have what's going on right now. They're calling this, a pandemic, obviously, and it is to control people that are are thought to be contagious or a risk. So it's a really broad thing. Like you can be a contact trace person. So basically, what they're saying is like if you've come into contact with somebody that is infected, you may be showing no signs and symptoms of anything, but they would have the right to displace you from your home, take you someplace, and put you into a quarantine type of situation. Now, let me ask you guys, what do you think would be the case then? Okay. And I want you to think about this because we talked about the us and them, right? We've talked about this division that they push constantly with race, religion, political affiliation. And now the new one is the vaxxed and the unvaxxed. Okay. So if you're trying to force people to do something and you have people that are resistant towards that, if you can pass this type of a bill and forcibly remove people from their homes and put them into internment camps, there's no really other word for that. Until when? Until you comply and do as you're told. I mean, it's really, if you think about it, it's quite frightening. Now, this bill has not passed yet. It hasn't even reached the assembly floor, but it is absolutely crazy, you know. But to me, it's just looking at these type of situations and look at the thing that they're trying to pass. It has a broad spectrum, so it's not like cut and dry that okay, you're contagious with such disease that you need to be put someplace until you recover. It covers everything where it's saying that if you are a contact tracing or suspected of being, somebody that is spreading the disease, that's all they got to say. That's all they have to say. So I want you to think about that. Uh, what kind of control that would be over the people? Left Canada to do socialism, only to see it encroaching on the U.S. I agree. I can't disagree with you at all on that one. And they're welcoming it with open arms, which doesn't make any kind of sense to me. People, ever since 9/11 happened, guys, we've slowly and steadily given up our rights. Completely given up our rights. And the government continues to push and push and push. And so many people are, you know, just giving their things up. Hey, Red Wolves 2015. Hey, Ed, I will not be sent to a camp, and I will believe everything I've seen. Oh, hold on a second. And I believe everything I have seen is lining up to like Nazi Germany. I have seen the videos of empty shelves at Walmart. Oh, have you seen? Yes. Actually, I was just in a Walmart the other day. I told you guys, same type of situation. Very, very scary how the supplies are not there. My SIL died 12 hours after Mordella. Lost a 39-year-old co-worker. Um, Healthy SWAT team member 1 month after Pfizer found dead in his bed. Hard pass on the vax. Yeah, no kidding. And thank you very much for the information. And sorry about your loss. And I think you mean your sibling. SIL is a sibling. Farm Girl Rebel. Thank you for that information. And I agree with you 100%. Back to what Red Wolves was saying. I do want to address that. You know, I absolutely see this turning into Nazi Germany. It is the same type of thing that they're doing. Show us your papers, all about control. And I agree with him as well. I won't be going to any camps. You know, you have to make a decision. At some point, you're going to have to either, as the old saying is, SH or get off the pot, right? So, oh, sister-in-law. Okay, gotcha, sister-in-law. I don't know all the texting abbreviations, so thank you for clearing that up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that your sister-in-law passed away after getting it too. There have been um, a number of deaths that have been reported. I don't know if you guys saw this in Australia, and I don't know, like I said, the validity of this, but there was 24,000 kids that were taken to a stadium to be injected, and there is talk that two of them died already. So there is now again, I can't confirm or deny that. Anybody that's from Australia on here, I know we have Australian viewers. If you could confirm that, I would appreciate that. If you guys have seen that, I don't know. You know, I'm not 100% sure. So, like I said, unless I have 100% that yes, this is true, I'm not gonna. You know, I may give it my opinion, but that's about it. But Kyle Wingate, quite rare to find you on a live stream. I am on 3 days a week. Mondays, not Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. I do it 3 days a week. But the data by the CDC varies and is not accurate. Yeah, there's a lot of, I believe, misinformation. Philip Hemming said, no, I have not heard that. That was just something that had just came out. So, like I said, again, there's so much information being put out there, and it's hard to know what is the truth and what's not the truth. In Australia, their parents were not allowed to go into the, were there with them. They were taken by a nurse in a police car. Oh, wow. Yeah, like I would let that happen. But again, you know, when you are completely hamstrung by your government and disarmed, like Australia has been, and I know people are going to say, "Oh no, we're allowed to." Yeah, but you got to jump through hoops to get it, and they can take them away. Sounds like fear mongering to me, Randy Roma said. Yeah, I don't know if it was the case or not. Like I said, I'm 67 and I got the jab, G Trapper. Well, you know, and again, individual choice. You can do whatever you want to do. I'm not telling you to or not. You can do whatever you want. Everybody that watches his channels knows where I stand on it. You know, you have your own choice of what you want to do or what you don't want to do. But I've seen way too many. I've seen way too many things that make me question stuff. And if you think, um, you know, yeah, check out the red flag laws. That's another one, absolutely. And that could be anybody in your family says that they feel like you're a threat, and the next thing you know, there's SWAT team coming down on your house, you know, to disarm you. There, that's what they, and we have the red flag law here in New York. So there's a big difference between dying with COVID and dying from COVID. It's running the numbers up. Oh, exactly. You're right, Elsa Taylor. I don't disagree with you at all on that. They are marking down a lot of these people as dying from that when they had other issues going on. Hey, Pamela Sherry, a large school of fish can take down a shark. When the people finally come together, we can do the same. You're exactly right, but it's got to come down to a point where people have had enough, and they say, you know, I'm not doing this anymore. You know, and I'll tell you what, after looking at history, if they tell you to get on the trains, I wouldn't be getting on a train. Okay, so they're not relocating you for your own good. That I don't, you know. I'm trying to think how do I word this. You have to watch what history has taught us and really realize what's going on. What are your thoughts on small cyclical economics, community based? You know what? If people come together and they can work something out like that, there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, again, it takes a village. You ever hear that saying? It takes a village to raise a child. If you can have people that are like-minded, willing to work together and come together and have a community, and I know that, and I'm not talking a commune. I'm not talking about a commune. Communes generally don't work because somebody has to be in charge and they're trying to dictate the rules, and you know, and it ends up being all kinds of issues. But if you can have a group of people willing to come together, work together, and you know, try to live in peace and have a same type of mindset, you can still go do that 9 to 5 job and do that and live that lifestyle. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, here's the thing that I want you to think about. Okay, so, and I'm going to use today as an example. Okay, now Becky and Mom moved up here, you know, last September, Anybody that watches the channel knows that, got into the house here. So here we are today. Mom, Becky, and I are out there and we're painting. We're working together. Okay. Now, I have no vested interest for their house being painted. It doesn't do anything for me. Okay. But it's my family and, I'm going to help them out. And when you have people come together to work together to help each other out, things go faster, they go smoother, and it just works better. And it's funny when you're sitting there doing a chore like that and you're just, shooting the breeze, it goes by so much faster. It goes by really, really fast doing that, you know. And, and I'm going to tell you what, there was somebody that made a critical comment about my mother, and I did remove the comment and I blocked the person, okay? And here's my thing on that. My mom is 78 years old. 78 years old. How many 78-year-olds are you seeing out there painting houses? Now, she can't go like she used to go, not anywhere near, but she's out there doing, putting in an effort because she wants to see it look better. Guys, what are we at? 729 in the chat. We're at 235 on the thumbs up. If you haven't shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to please do that to show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time for doing that. And also, it really does help with the algorithms as well. So the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the channel that way as well. And I do appreciate you guys doing it for that reason as well. Of course, the third reason is I do like to see a lot of thumbs up. That's part of the game, of course. So I thank you for that reason as well. If you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe and make sure you hit the bell icon to get all notifications as well. Okay. My mom is 75 and she still mows the lawn sometimes. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what? Staying active and staying busy keeps you alive. It keeps you alive. You got to keep moving. You got to keep doing stuff. And my mom don't want to sit still. She don't want to sit still. And, but she, here's the funny thing, I've had, positive and negatives for having my mom and my sister here. And I'm talking feedback from people on YouTube. Positive reasons and negative reasons for having mom and my sister move here to the property. And I'm going to tell you the way I look at it, okay? It's my family. My sister has health issues. My mom is 78 years old. If they are here, I can watch over them. I can help them. I can take care of things. Now, what's a positive in it for me, right? I just went to Sturgis, and then I went to West Virginia on my trip that I had to do for closing of my property in West Virginia. Well, what did they do while I was gone? They took care of the cats. They took care of the dogs. They took care of the chickens. Okay. We work together, and working together is not expecting to get something out of it. I don't charge my family nothing for being here. I don't expect them to pay me anything for being here. Nothing. Okay. So, now I realize some families don't get along and they have their issues and all those type of things. That's going to happen wherever you are, Yes, and the garden as well. Absolutely. Yep. So, it's friend's cousin in a coma from the jab, Mountain Kayaker just said. That's not good. I think a lot of that information, too, with that is being suppressed because one hand washes the other, Patty Forsythe just said. You're right, 100%. I agree with you 100%. Did you give your mom a beer for doing all that painting? I got to tell you, Delbert Jones, you're going to laugh at this. So we get done today, and we're like, okay, this is it. We're done. And I was putting the excess paint back in the paint bucket, and here comes Mom. Mom's got 2 beers because Becky doesn't drink. And she's like, we got to have a beer. I said, I agree. So we sat down, and we had a beer. So, but yeah, and it was 1. So that was enough. But boy, I tell you what, after doing the hard work, that 1 beer felt good though. So, and that's all Mom had either as well. It was just 1. So, big time suppression going on right now. Sad times like modern digital book burning, sort of. Yeah, well, there's a lot of there's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of suppression, like you said. Hey, Matthew Cox, 18 years in the Army, National Guard. I'm going to refuse the V on religious exemption. If not, what's going to happen? But I feel like I'm being robbed of my retirement and career. Any advice? Yeah, it is that's tough. That's tough. Yeah, 18 years and you're 2 years away from getting a pension from them for that. Stay strong. Hopefully, more of the other people feel the same way. And I, you know, I'm strongly against it, and you guys know all the reasons for that. And you have to go on your own moral convictions of what you want to do. And so I think that, and again, thank you very much, Todd Beast. He said it right. Forced compliance. You know, why, if something is so wonderful, why is it being forced on people? That's what I don't understand. The manipulation of this whole situation, just for that reason alone, not even all the other reasons that I have stated in the past and talked about, just for that reason alone, that they're pushing it so hard and they're trying to force people to do it, that even gives me another reason to kick my heels into the sand that much deeper and say no. You know, but a medical exemption, they can't touch your retirement. Make sure it goes before a military court. JJ's just saying there too for that. Yeah, you know what? That's a tough call, but again, I don't blame you for not getting it. And we all have to have our own reasons not to, and people are going to do what they're going to do, and people should do whatever. It's a personal choice, and they're trying to make it so that you have to have it. This whole implementation again in New York City with if you don't have proof that you've had it, you can't do this, that, or the other thing. Well, that's absolutely ridiculous. Again, what is that? That's Nazi Germany all over again. What is it? What's next? Everybody that's unvaxxed has to wear a Star of David. It's a slippery slope, folks, and there's no difference. And it's funny when people, again, and I talked about this the other day, when people say, how did that happen? How did so many people in Nazi Germany sit back and let these things happen? Look what's happening right now. It's the same exact thing. Now you know how. Hey, Pamela Sherry, my niece tested positive and the health department called her. She did not use insurance, paid cash. They are tracking this. Oh, wow. Yeah, well, that's crazy. That is crazy. Yeah, that doesn't surprise. Well, the thing is, the doctors would have to report that to the health department anyway. So that's how they're tracking it. That if you go in and you are, and here's the thing, and this is what I find interesting. How many people have tested positive, right? How many people have tested positive with absolutely no symptoms whatsoever? There's been quite a few, no symptoms whatsoever, and they're testing positive. It doesn't make any kind of sense. My med bill's over 10K a month. I will now be forced to vax to keep this. Wow. Yeah, and I know they're really doing that. I saw that there was a doctor in Alabama. This was on the local news, that is now refusing to see patients if they are not vaccinated. So again, where is your free will? Whatever happened? My body, my choice. What happened to that one? Right? And again, we're not. If this was something, I want you to let's put it into perspective. Let's put this into really easy perspective here. If this was something that was killing 50% of the people, let's say it was killing 50%. Let's say it was killing 10%. Okay, and 10% of the population was getting this, and it was deadly. And they came up with something that could lessen it, make it better, and help you out. I totally get it. I totally get it. But when you are talking about, especially the children, if they get it, they have a 99.9% chance of survival. It makes no sense to me whatsoever unless there's another reason, unless there's something else going on. And that's kind of the way, that's kind of the way I'm looking at it. It just, something's not adding up. Something is absolutely not adding up. So if it was Ebola, I'd run out and get it. Again, and that's the whole thing. Hey, Jeanette T, thank you very much for the donation, hon. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. There's too many unanswered questions. There is not enough transparency, in my opinion. That's my opinion. When you look at, now I want you to think about this. All the staff in the White House, for the most part, are all vaccinated, right? They have to be. They're making it, Biden's making it mandated that all federal employees have to have it. That's another thing that they're doing. So again, there's another way to force people to do this, right? So when you heard, and you know, I never heard anything else about this either. And I want you to think about this. Nancy Pelosi's one of her assistants tested positive, right? Never heard another word. Never heard another word. Now, what they did say, and this is coming right from them, they said other people in the White House have tested positive, but they're not releasing what those numbers are. Well, why not? Why wouldn't they? If they want to be transparent and they want to be honest with us, why not? Is the shot, does it sterilize? Matthew Trucking said. You know what, Matthew? I don't know. I have heard stories, and again, these are stories of women that are losing babies in the first trimester after getting it. So I don't know the validity of that or not. I really don't. But again, when the long-term effects of this are unknown, and what happens, and I want you to think about this, what happens, let's say 5 years from now, all this information comes out, and let's just say we're speculating here. This is just purely speculation. Everybody that got it is now sterile. Let's just say that is one of the side effects. 5 years from now, they find out, oh my goodness, everybody that got it, you're all now sterile. So what happens then? What's your recourse? You have none. That's it. End of your bloodline. No more children. And now all of you that had your children vaccinated, they're never having children. So, and just something to think about, something to ponder. And again, like I said, is that the case? I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not going to say the FDA is corrupt and in bed with the CIA. Well, I don't know if you guys saw this in the news. I just saw this. They were saying that the Pfizer one is possibly as early as Monday that Pfizer is going to be FDA approved. And I did see that in the regular, their news, if you will. But again, you know, like I said, I'm not gonna get on here and say yes. If you get this, you'll be sterile. That would be wrong of me to say that because I don't know. Okay, you know, but right, what is it? Well, it's not 99%, but there is graphene oxide in the in the shot, and the test that they're putting up into your nose, basically touching your brain, which I don't understand why they couldn't do a mouth swab. Again, doesn't make any sense. But that also has graphene oxide on it, and that is it is not a good thing. You don't want to have that in your body. Graphene oxide, yes. I couldn't remember. I was going blank what it was, but yep. Uh, yeah, in this day and age, if you're having kids, you're a moron. This world is screwed up and doesn't need any more kids. Well, that's your opinion. You know, I think that the world could be an awesome place if we let it be, if we take it back, if we say enough of this nonsense, then you know, this world could be an awesome place. And you got to understand, it's a natural instinct. It is unnatural. It is unnatural to not want children. I'll be honest with you. It's not in our nature. Our nature is to procreate, have children, and continue to go on. So it is realistically unnatural not to want to have children. Now, I have friends that have made this decision not to have children. I have one friend in particular who I won't mention what his name is, but he decided not to have children. And I asked him why. And what he told me was, he said, well, I'm selfish. It's all about me. And I want to do what I want to do when I want to do it. And I don't want to have to worry about having children. And you know what? You know what I told him? I'll tell you exactly what I told him. I said, I respect your thoughts on that because you made the conscious decision not to. for the reasons why, and I respect that, and I do, you know. But I wanted children, you know, and I am very happy that I had my children, and you know, and I consider Josh my child as well, even though I'm not his biological dad. I helped raise him, and he's a great young man. I love the kid. He's a great kid. KRFJR. Ed, if you want, I can send you a link to a video with, oh, hold on a second. Let me go back to that. With the VP of Pfizer saying the jab is a depopulation tool. I would, yes, please send me that link. I would appreciate that. Yes, shoot me an email with that. I would like to see that. And thank you for that information. Judy Jackson said, I tried to send chat, but about the vax and messages got retracted 4 times, got the jab in January. Who the hell do I need a booster as a nurse? Why the hell do I need a booster as a nurse? Well, you know what? And that's, again, there's so many nurses that were on the front lines of this, unvaccinated throughout this whole time. And then now all of a sudden they want everybody in the medical field. Okay to disagree, but don't call people morons. Yeah, exactly. You know, it's, you know, everybody's got an individual choice to have or not to have children. To cast your judgment on people for having or not having children is, you know, that's who are any of us to make that judgment. I want you to think about this. We're going to do another speculation here, guys. This is just a fun speculation. Let's say that down the road, a lot of issues come up because of this. Now, we already know for a fact there have been blood clotting. There have been heart issues. There have been autoimmune disorders have come up from people having this and stuff like that. So there's been a lot of different things, but we don't know what the true numbers are of those people. But let's just speculate for a moment. Hey, horse girl, I'm afraid of the virus and the vaccine. The news shows people in the hospital on oxygen saying they regret not getting the vaccine. It's so confusing. That's called propaganda. That's absolutely called propaganda. I see all that as well, to be honest with you. And that could be something that's completely staged. You know, there have been numerous times when things have been staged and later on it's proven that it was staged. And so again, how reliable is that information? I don't know. And again, is that another tool to get people to comply? Absolutely it is. And propaganda will always be a tool to get people to comply. So are there people that maybe have done that and are regretful? Sure. But isn't it convenient that all of a sudden now you got the news people there talking to these people, and now all of a sudden this is being put out there? I think again, people need to use this thing in their brain and realize they're using every tool that they possibly can to get you to do what they want you to do. That's how it goes. Yeah, not confusing to me. Just say no, thanks. I agree. Like I said, I agree with you on that. But I wanted to go back here. Hold on a second. I was going to say something. Oh, I was talking about the nurses and the fact that they've been taking care of stuff and now they're being forced into getting this. Again, I just, to me, we're going to speculate. That's what we're going to do. So let's say down the road, health complications come up from people that have gotten this vaccine. Let's just say. And again, pure speculation. Don't know if it's going to be the case, but let's just say that the possibility that this could happen, right? Where are they going to get medication from to treat whatever new ailments that they have? Oh, that's correct. From the same people that gave them the vaccine. Isn't that amazing? So who is that a win-win for? Imagine how that works. Not saying that that's going to be the case. We're just speculating. We're just saying that isn't that interesting? Fully vaccinated patient dies from COVID. Doctors say it could have been worse. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. I just, if you die, you die. How could it have been worse if you still died? So, and that's the other one that they're doing too. Well, if you have it and you get it, if you've had the jab and you get it, it's not going to be as bad. Well, how do they know that? And remember, just putting this out there, just some food for thought. They didn't have a shot for the Delta variant or the Lambda variant. There's no shot for that because those were not in existence when they came up with this shot. So how do we know, you know? Angry Pepper thinks social credit will be attached to our info like China. Well, that would be not good, right? That would be not good at all. And that would go along with, are you complying or not complying? So again, you know what, with all of this whole situation, it's maddening. The push so hard is a problem, in my opinion. It's a problem, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like how scare tactics are being used on people and to manipulate them to scare people and stuff like that. And you know, it is very, very interesting, and that's But again, I want you to think about this too. When was the last time, realistically, you've heard about anybody that had the flu? Anybody that had the common cold, right? Have you heard about those lately? Did they magically disappear? Think about it, guys. Think about it. Yeah, the greatest show on earth. Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what it is. It's the greatest show on earth. And we're the clowns. We are the clowns. So anyway, real quickly, while what are we at 867 in the chat? I'm going to ask again for another thumbs up. If you have not done so, I appreciate that to show support for the channel. And thank you very much for doing that. Also, again, it really does help with the algorithm. So the more interaction that we have with the channel, the better it is as well. So I appreciate it for that reason as well. Also, again, I do like to see a lot of thumbs up. That's the third reason. It's all part of the fun game to see how high we can get it before we get off, And so also, the other thing, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon to get all notifications as well. What's going on with the Havana syndrome in Germany? Now something else. Yeah, I hadn't really heard about that very much, to be honest with you. So I don't know. I don't have a lot of information on that. Yeah, the truth was crushed by lies. And exactly, what is the truth and whose truth is it? Again, who dictates what is the truth and what is not the truth? If I disagree with you, then I'm wrong, and so again, it's just there's a lot of things going on, a lot of games being played. Yeah, they called everything COVID-19. Exactly. Yep. Next to Taliban variant. Oh my God, it's terrible. CDC stated that the PCR test cannot tell the difference between the flu, cold, or COVID. Imagine that. Isn't that interesting how that works? Isn't that interesting? The truth is we will never know the truth. Very, very good. Brain flakes. That's, yeah. Brian Flakes, I think, or Brian or Brain. I think he meant to say brain. But yeah, that is the truth. We'll never know. We will never know what the truth is. But boy, they're sure pushing hard to get us to all comply, aren't they? And that is my concern. That is my concern. You know, I don't know. Like I said, I just I don't have a lot of trust, and you have to earn my trust. It's not just given automatically. Oh, bran is the cereal. Bran flakes. Ah, okay. Sorry, man. Bran flakes. I got you. I'm tired, man. I'm sorry. I was trying to read more into it than what it was. Oh my God, that's too funny. Okay, I got you. I'm with you. Raisin bran. That's right. Okay. Really quickly, really quickly. My website, preppernurse1.com. We have the Prepper Nurse One community there. It's for you guys. We set it up so you guys can connect with like-minded people. New Zealand on shutdown now too. Oh, that's nice. If you go there in my website preprenurse1.com, you'll see PN1 Community. You click on that. You do have to register, but it is free. No credit card information is asked. It's private. So if you want to read the message boards, try to connect with somebody in your state or your country, definitely do that. Also, even you aren't listening. What am I not listening to? I'm not sure what I'm not listening to. What am I not listening to? Got to explain more in detail, please. Also, if you go to my website, preprenurse1.com, I've studied these things since 1997. Oh, you're a doctor? You have a doctorate? Are you a doctor of virology? I'm asking. I'm not being sarcastic. So anyway, we have the Forefathers, which is a CBD and hemp store, and they are. If you go to my website, you'll see their logo. If you click on that, it will take you to their website. And I'm sorry, I'm distracted by this. Vet assistant. Okay. All right. So anyway, I'm sorry, I'm like way distracted here. The Forefathers CBD and hemp store. If you go there, if you decide to make a purchase, when you check out, make sure that you use the Prepper Nurse One is a discount. It'll save you 15% on your purchase. I'm sorry, I was totally distracted by the chat. I should have focused on this first. The last thing is we have the Legacy freeze dried food on my website, so definitely check that out as well. If you decide you want to make a purchase there, you can do so. You can save yourself. Oh, you can't. I don't have a sale going, so you can't save yourself anything. But anyways, oh my God, am I tired? I'm sorry. I am really, really sorry. I got no sleep yesterday, and then I was trying to catch up on sleep today, and then I got up and we worked really hard today. So I'm a little bit scrambled right now, and I only did have one beer. I'll be honest with you. So, but anyway, the Legacy food is GMO free, 25-year shelf life. It is also vegan. There are gluten-free options available as well. And again, it's the largest portion size of any of the other freeze-dried food companies. So definitely check that out. All right. So egg count, yes, let us do the egg count. Jen's here to save the day. Egg count, even though we're early, we normally do it at 45, but we will do it now. Oh my goodness. Yeah, don't forget vodka in your preps. Vodka is actually a really good thing to have in your preps. All right, so what do you guys think the egg count is today? Let's see. All right, first correct guess. If you have the same exact guess, is East Tennessee Preparedness with 6 eggs. That's how many we had today. We had 6 eggs today. Thick Neck did not lay today. And I'm thinking I got an idea of what the problem is, why the egg counts have been a little bit lower lately with the younger chickens maturing. And I know for a fact that I have 2 more roosters. I need to get rid of those roosters. I got to get rid of those roosters. So I think there's too many roosters in the hen house right now. So they have to go. I will not tell you how they're going to go, but they're going to go. I don't need the police showing up here again because the next time I have something to say to them. But yes, so those roosters have to go, and they're going to go. So yeah, poor Thick Neck. She's a good chicken. 4 fake eggs now. No, I got roosters are too tasty too, or tasty too. Yeah, well yeah, rooster pasture. Yes, freezer camp possibly. So, but yeah, they got to go. They got to go. Free range the roosters. It's an idea. I'm not going to say exactly how it's going to happen, but they got to go. I'm not Tony. I'm not going to be going down there till November. and I don't have anything set up for chickens down there yet. And there's a lot more wild game down there. So, that's kind of where I'm at with that. That's not an option at this point. So, hey, Asif, Rooster giveaway, tickets free, but donations are welcome. Oh my God, that's funny. Yeah, I'll tell you right now, if anybody wants, they're beautiful roosters. Both of the roosters are beautiful. So, anybody wants a rooster, let me know. Shoot me an email. More than happy to give you. You can have them. So, but thank you, Asif, for that. That's actually very funny. But I think we're all headed for freezer camp. EV3 Dale just said that that's funny. Sharon, if you'll take them, if you're in New York, you're more than welcome to have them. I would rather not have to get rid of them another way. I'd rather give them away if I can. So if you are interested, I'm more than happy to give them away. Do you consider making a trade with another gardener or homesteader for your ruse? Like I said, I will give them away. I don't even have to do a trade. It doesn't have to be a trade. I'll give them away. I have no problem. If they can go and have their own flock and have a happy life, and then great, you know. Big Bear Prepper One. Hey, Ed, I got my first pullet egg today. Got them in March. Very cool. Very, very cool. There's nothing wrong with that at all. That's actually fun. When you start getting the pullet eggs, that's fun. That is absolutely fun. Part of the new variant is moved into the wildlife, so be careful. I've heard that too. Again, who knows the validity of that? There's everything in the world to scare you into not doing something. So, no, I did not say that, Billy. I did not say that. I will not say that. And are you talking your dogs? No, no, my dogs are fine. My dogs are awesome. They're all right here like they always are. So, Mimi said they tested deer and found it. I heard that as well. Again, I take everything with a grain of salt, to be honest with you. What is the truth and what is not the truth? Remember, there was this other thing out there that was getting. Yeah, I'm going to take the dogs are going to go with me to West Virginia. When I go down to West Virginia for the winter, the dogs will be going with me down to West Virginia. So, yes, I'm taking the dogs down south. The one leader in Africa, so I want you to think about this. He tested. They sent back tests, gave them names and stuff like that. One of them was a kiwi fruit, inanimate objects, and a lot of them came back that they were positive for the virus. So what does that tell you? How accurate? Um, Ticks have been bad up here, Dina. Ticks have been bad up here for the last couple of years. When I first moved to the property, we really didn't have a big problem with ticks, but the last couple of years, the ticks have gotten really, really bad. Won't the dogs trash Margie's camper? No, no, they won't. I'm not planning on living in the camper long term. I plan on having something built, even if I get like a temporary shed or something like that up, and so you know, the dogs will definitely be part of that. So, as well. So, my take on Afghanistan. We talked about this a little bit the last live stream. This lays solely at the feet of Biden, this debacle, because he was the one doing the withdrawal. And even though it was, oh, everyone, oh, well, it was Trump's plan, Trump's plan. Well, Trump's plan was to be out by May, if you remember correctly. Okay. And then Biden extended it, and the Taliban was not happy about that. Actually, it was supposed to be extended until what, 9/11, right? So then, and I touched base on this the other day, and I will say it again. When you are doing a withdrawal, when you are doing a withdrawal of a country and getting your people out of the country, the first thing you do is you get all the civilians out of the country first. You don't withdraw the military first, which is what Biden did. Took all the military out of there first. Most of the military, let's put it like that. So you don't take them out first. What you take out first is the civilian population that you want to help, and also your Americans and your British and your Canadians and everybody else that was over there. You get them all out of there first. Then you get all of the military equipment out of there. You don't leave it behind. You don't leave it behind. Okay. Then you take your military out last. You know? So this debacle that has happened right now, and the fact that we're leaving so many. I don't know if anybody saw the video. There was a video today that somebody had sent me. Now, is it a recent video or is it what's happening right now? I don't know. I'm just going to share you with what I saw in this video. In this video, it had a bunch of men, Afghan men on their hands and knees, and they're, tied up. And then the other ones were behind them. And they started, executing them as they went along. Now, is that a recent video? I don't know. Could have been a video that was 10 years old. Could have been. But that was what's being circulated out that's going on right now. Now, is that what's going on right now? Wouldn't shock me, because the victors always write the rules, and those type of things. So it wouldn't shock me if it was a recent video. So, that's, and then it was like, then they went nuts and they shot these people up. They were already all dead, and they just went nuts shooting them. It doesn't make any sense. Embassy in Kabul told Biden what would happen back in July. He ignored it. You're right. You're absolutely right. Not only did the embassy tell them, the Taliban said that that's not acceptable, that you delayed the withdrawal until 9/11, right? Remember that too. So, but there's all kinds of equipment that we left behind that are now in their hands. So we just armed them. So isn't that fun? Isn't that interesting? So yeah, whose fault is it? It's 100% Biden's fault. 100%. Can't blame nobody else. He's been in office for 7 months. If he had a game plan and was looking to get them out of there, the people out of there and stuff like that, you don't do it now. You know what I mean? You don't do it now. So it's a fiasco. The whole thing is a fiasco. So. CDC calls the concentration camps green zones. Well, they would put a pretty name on it. I'm sure Auschwitz was, painted in a very lovely light. Birkenau. I'm sure they were lovely places until you got there. Take a shower. Cleanliness, very important. So, yeah, they're in. Randy Roman just said the Taliban are beating up Americans and murdering Afghans who helped us. Yeah, and we should, we should have let them, we should have helped those people. Asa says Sleepy Joe slept through the planning meetings. Yeah, apparently, but take it, own it, because that's on him. It's 100% on him. And I don't care if you're left, right, whatever. I'm neither. I don't like any of them, as you guys know. So, UK and France are going door to door to get their people. Wow. I saw an article today that the British Commandos, it was an American general that was asking the British Commandos to stop going out and getting people because it was making them look bad. How crazy is that? And good for the British, and good for the Canadians for going out and getting their people. They should. You don't leave them. You don't leave them in that type of situation. And you know, people, like you said, people. Yeah, are people getting beat up? Of course, they're getting beat up. Are people getting killed? Of course, they're being killed. You know, that's what happens. You know, UK and France, no guns allowed. Yep, and you might as well put Australia on there as well because they got to jump through hoops in Australia to get one. But unless you're Obama and you send all kinds of guns to cross the border into Mexico that eventually get used to kill agents. Isn't that interesting? Oh, we're absolutely the laughing stock right now. Yep, we are absolutely the laughing stock right now. Oh, and New Zealand. Yep, and New Zealand as well. Yeah, we forgot about them. It is amazing how people just said, "Oh, okay," and just gave everything up. I'm sure not everybody did. But again, at that point, I want you to think about this. You know, let's say that they did that here. You know, you could sit on what you had, you could hide what you had and not turn it in, but you're not going to get any more ammo for it. So, you know, you're going to have what you have. And when the time comes, that's what you're going to have. So, but we lost all our faith in our allies. Think about that for the future of our military. Yeah, why would they back us? Why would they back us? Thousands of cattle starving and dying in Mexico. I hadn't heard that. I had not heard that. The Afghan military had 20 times the casualties the U.S. did. Oh, yeah, no, I knew that too. And they weren't getting paid on a regular basis. We'll bring that in there, right? And still they were fighting. So, oh, Peter, good night. He's from Kent in the UK. He's getting late over there, 5 hour difference. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you being here to chat with us. But here's something that I want to just reiterate to people, and I want you to think about this, okay? Remember, when this election was happening, what was the mantra? The mantra was anybody but Trump for those that wanted him out. We were not screwed with when he was in office because he was considered a loose cannon and they didn't want to deal with that. So that's something interesting. And so for all of you who, with the mindset of anybody but Trump because he hurt your feelings, because he talked the way that he did, uh, there you go. You reap what you sow. There's all I have to say about that. So, real quick, what I would like to do is I would like to do some shout outs um, of some other channels. We have ADK Man. Somebody said, is it 80? No, it's ADK. ADK Man. He is up in the Adirondacks, so let's go show him some support on his channel. We have Icky Can up in Canada, and if JJ would, if you would throw the link up there for Icky Can, I would appreciate that. Real good channel, real good guy. I would ask you to go over and support his channel. Sean James is another one, and North Shore Preparedness is another one. And you know, Sean James has the two channels up there, My Self Reliance and Sean James. So I definitely recommend you watching both of them. Really, really good guy. Watching him build is amazing to watch what he does. Also, um, Marfugal News is another channel that I highly recommend. He is out on the West Coast and good dude. I like him a lot as well. Angry Prepper down in New York City. We have Magic Prepper out in North Dakota. We have Doug and Stacy. They got a great channel too. I definitely think you should watch them as well. Southern Prepper One is another good channel. And go to these channels, subscribe to them, and tell them Prepper Nurse One sent you over. You know, you have Green Greg's. He is in Tennessee, and a lot of really good channel. Alaskan Prepper is another great channel. Definitely recommend that as well. Also, you have Alaskan Granny. Canadian Prepper is another one as well. So there's so many different channels out there, lots of information. Um, Suspicious Observer is another channel that I like. Also, Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. I like his channel as well. A lot of good information on those channels. And, but yeah, so there's a tremendous amount of good channels out there. And I think we should, Prepper Princess is another one that comes to mind. I think we should be supporting each other. I really do. So I definitely, you know, encourage you to go over there, support these channels. Boss of the Swamp, I like his channel as well. Yep. So, uh, like I said, you can get different information from different people, and I think that that's important. Pinball Preparedness is another one. Yep. So, Autumn Backyard, TJ Preps and Homestead, also. Okay. So, yeah, some of them I don't know. Ice Age Farmer. Yep, that's another good channel. Yep. Bjorn Anderson. Yep, he's another one. But so there's a ton of channels out there. I definitely think keeping diversified. Mary Greeley News, I like her as well. She's giving you every update from Yellowstone. That's her thing, and that's cool. And she said that she eats, lives, and breathes Yellowstone. Mary Greenlee does. She's she's on top of that. So, but yeah, so there's a lot of. I did say Canadian Prepper already. Yep. There's a lot of good information out there, and again, I think we should be supporting each other. I think that's important to do so. So, wanted to do that really quickly. And but again, you know what, guys? As always, what I'm going to do is I'm going to encourage you to prep. I'm going to encourage you to continue to get ready. Uh, you know, who knows what they got planned? Who knows what they're going to try to push through? And you got to understand, they're going to continue to push things through until we, the people, say no more. When we stand up and say no more, that's when they'll back off. So up until that point, they're going to continue to push through draconian gun laws. They're going to continue to push through control measures that to lock us down, to get us to comply, um, all those type of things. So again, you know, it is it's something that you need to think about. We have a lot more prepare or power than people think. We the people do. And when we get to a point where we say I've had enough and we're not going to do this anymore, then that will be the turning point. So, original COVID is gone. Now it's only the variants. Well, the things was always going to mutate. Everybody knows that. So it's just like, okay. So remember, in years past, every year they would push the flu shot, right? And so they would say, this is what we think is going to be the flu coming up this year. So the effectiveness of it was 10%. 10%. So they had no idea. And it's just like with this here. So they're pushing you to get inoculated for something that they made for the original one, right? Supposedly. And the Lambda variant and the Delta variant are two totally different variants. So I find that interesting as well. You know, on hurricane watch here in Massachusetts. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, I knew there was one coming up through that way. You know, but again, continue to get ready, continue to prep. I think that we're going to see some very, very interesting times. I think we're going to see a very interesting fall. And I do believe you will continue to see the separation, us and them. We've talked about this. I've talked about it till I'm blue in the face. They use it with religion, right? You look at it, every single religion you go to, I don't care if it's Muslim, Christian, Buddhism, Hinduism, those are like the big four, right? Who's right? Well, we're right. Oh, okay. So that's got to be the case then, right? If you are worshiping in a way and you're worshiping your God in the way that makes you feel happy, my take on it is more power to you. Congratulations. If it gives you peace of mind, I think it's a wonderful thing. But to sit there and say they're wrong and we're right, That's arrogant. That's hypocritical, in my opinion. I'm giving you my opinion, okay? Race is another one. It's another tool that is used to divide blacks and the whites and the Asians and the American Indian and you know the Mexicans. All fighting amongst each other for what? For no reason. Because they say you're supposed to not like this person because they're a little different than you are. They look different. It's ridiculous, right? So we got to stop that. We got to stop that. But I'm going to tell you what. Watch what happens. Mark my words. I'm making this right now. I'm saying it was the 20th of August. They're going to use the vaxxed and the unvaxxed is going to be the next thing that used to divide us. You watch and see. They're going through the Greek alphabet quickly. So what's next? The Hebrew alphabet. It's the whole thing is ridiculous. So the whole thing is ridiculous. But again, we got to stop letting them divide us. Okay. Political affiliation is the other one, and I've talked about that as well. Them and us, the Republicans, the Democrats. It's us and them. And if you don't take a side, well, you got to take a side. You got to pick a side. What side are you on? I'm not anybody's side. I'm on my own side. So, Hey, did you see Wrangle Star about the funding churches? I did not see that. No, I did not see that. Boy, churches would be big time in trouble if they took their tax exemption away, wouldn't they? Any income that the churches get is all free, no tax. So, Ed, you are the best no matter what. Thank you, Terry Willie. I appreciate that. The biggest thing I can say, guys, is we have to stay focused. We have to continue to pay attention. That's what we got to do. We got to stop letting them. And it's so gradual and so subtle. And you look at the news. Look what the news does. They talk about it all the time. And again, like somebody said earlier, they saw the videos of these people in the hospital. Supposedly in the hospital, saying, "Oh my God, I wish I had gotten it. Now I'm sick with COVID. Oh my God, I wish I had gotten it." Well, is it true or not? Do you know how many children are picked up by the Department of Homeland Security every day? There is a lot of child trafficking being done at our southern border. A lot of children are being brought in here. What purpose? Again, because pedos like little kids, and so it's sad, it's sickening, but it happens. So we could stop it. We could stop it, but we don't. Somebody's making too much money. That's what it always comes down to. Somebody's making too much money. Somebody's pockets are being lined, so they don't care how many drugs they bring into this country. They don't care how much fentanyl they bring in here. They don't care how much heroin is brought in here, cocaine. They don't care about none of that. They don't care. So, but anyway, really quickly, let's do this because the time is getting away from us like it always does every night when we're on here. And I get flappy. So we are legion because we are many. And we're the good legion, not the bad biblical legion. Not that one. We're a good legion like the American Legion. We're the good legion like the Roman legions. They were good if you were in them, not for the enemy. So we are legion. We are many. We are all over the country. We're all over the world. Where is everybody from tonight? We have London. We have California, Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Question, is it safe to take the COVID test? I can't give you a positive or negative on that one. I don't know. I don't trust it, though. I'll tell you that. Oshawa, Ontario, Canada, Melbourne, Australia, Juneau, Alaska. Very cool. Welcome. Let's see. We have Maryland, Missouri, Fort Collins, Colorado, North Texas, Gatlin, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Los Angeles, California, Nebraska, Michigan, Delaware, Kentucky, Savannah, Georgia, Utah, Troy, North Carolina, Somerset, Pennsylvania, BC, Canada. We had Wyoming, Southwest Tennessee, Las Vegas, Nevada, Navajo Nation in Arizona, Navajo Nation, sorry, Ottawa, Canada, Central Indiana, Lynchburg, Virginia, West Virginia, Endicott, New York, Chattanooga, Tennessee, Orlando, Florida, New Mexico, Austin, Texas, Oklahoma, Hybe, Missouri, Indiana, St. Louis, also in Missouri, Beech Grove, Indiana, Riverside, California, Northeast Ohio. We have Montana, West Virginia once again, Lower Alabama, Missouri, Vancouver, BC, Canada, Montana, Volcano, Hawaii. Very nice. A lot of volcanoes in Hawaii. Texas, Wyoming, Connecticut, Long Island, New York, Cape Cod, Rhode Island, Eldon, Missouri, Slick, America, Oklahoma, Northern Kentucky, Elizabeth, Tennessee, New Jersey, Southern Ohio, Long Island, Savannah, Georgia, up UP of Michigan, very nice, Upper Peninsula, Granbury, Texas, Rochester, New York, South Carolina. There's a Rochester, Minnesota, too, just so everybody knows. Sioux City, Iowa, Western New York, BC, Canada, Albany, New York, Chattanooga, Tennessee, Naples in Florida. Again, guys, just look at the different things that I said. We're all over the world. We're all over the country. Huge amount of people. We have so many people all over the place. There is so much power. People don't realize it. They really, truly don't. We do have a lot of power. We do carry a lot of weight. And we have Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Very nice. But we're the ones that can make a difference. I truly believe that to be true. And I think we should try if we can. I really do. So what do we got? We're at 590 in the chat still. We're at 678 on the thumbs up. So we got 10 minutes to go. Let's set 750 as the number. Let's see if we can hit 750 thumbs up. So once again, if you have not shot that thumbs up, please do so to show support for the channel. And I thank you ahead of time. I really do appreciate that. Oh, we got Bricks Capital in the UK. Very nice. Very, very nice. So let's hit that 750 mark. So if you haven't hit that thumbs up yet, please do so. And also, again, it really does help with the algorithms too. So the more interaction we have, the better for the channel as well. So I appreciate it for that reason as well. And of course, I like to see a lot of thumbs up. That's part of the game. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you get all notifications as well. Take time for yourself. Don't get overwhelmed by prepping. Oh, absolutely, Brian. You still have to live your lives. Prepping is a huge part of what I do in my life, and it is, one of the dominant things. But I still take the time. I'm going to enjoy life. I'm going to go on trips. I'm going to spend time with my family. I'm going to do things with them, and I think that that's important as well. Did Mom and Beck ever get their water running? Not yet. The guy that's doing the plumbing has been over a couple times. He's got a few more things that he needs to do, but it's probably, he's doing all kinds of other stuff as well. So when he gets, when he does get a chance to get over here, and they get that going, I'll let you guys know. I'll let you know. Believe me, they'll be very, very happy to have running water in their place as well. So. Life is short. Don't let the trolls get you. Move on and do your thing. Exactly. There's always going to be. Here's the thing I want you guys to remember. In our lives, there's always going to be people telling us what we cannot do, what we cannot accomplish. There's always going to be those people. You're going to always have that negativity. You're going to have people laugh at you when you tell them what your dreams and your hopes and your aspirations are, your goals. Oh, you can't. You're not going to be able to do that. I couldn't even tell you how many times I heard that. But what you have to realize is a lot of those people have done nothing with their lives, never going to do anything with their lives. And so they don't want to see you succeed. Okay? They don't want to see you succeed. So my thing is always set your goals, make them happen. Don't listen to that negativity. And I'm a good example of that. If I had listened to so many people that told me what I couldn't get done here, I'll give you a good example. When we first got here, and then I found out I had cancer. I had to have my surgery, and that really knocked me out of commission for a long time. I'm not going to lie. That took me almost a year before I felt like sort of like myself again. We had to change plans. We had to switch gears. We had to do something different. So I ordered the building that I'm living in here right now. We ordered the building. The building did not get here until I think it was October. Okay. I think it was October. And then a mad scramble was on. And I had people telling me, you're never going to have it ready for winter. It's not going to be ready for winter. And my reply was always the same, folks. It was always the same. It was watch me. Not, oh, well, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. Watch me. And guess what? We had it ready for winter. Now, it was rough living in here in the beginning. But once we had that wood stove in here, we got that wood stove in November. And then we were sleeping on the floor. And I remember telling, I had the carpenter coming in here doing the work. I said, what I want you to do is focus on the kids' bedrooms first. My bedroom can be second. I don't care. Focus on getting their rooms done first. And that's what he did. And then we got the kids moved into their rooms, and that was it, but don't ever listen to those type of people that want to put you down and keep you down and put their thumb on you and dictate to you. That's not the way to live life. Keep your mind strong. Uh, you know, keep your mind strong. So that's kind of where I'm at with that one. So anyway, I'm gonna get on my soapbox, but yeah, it's just set your goals, make them happen. And again, you know what? Setting goals does not always have to be about prepping. It doesn't have to be about living off grid. Setting a goal, something positive for yourself. I want to lose 5 pounds, and I would like to lose it in you set a reasonable time frame. Let's say 30 days. You want to lose 5 pounds in 30 days. Okay, well, set that goal and then make it happen. Moderate exercise, watching what you eat, cutting out pop, the candies, the sugars, and stuff like that. And guess what? You probably lose more than 5 pounds. But again, it's whatever your goal is, whatever you want to do, anybody can do it. Anybody. So, um, anyway, what are we at? 7:40. We need 10 more and a thumbs up, guys. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please do so. To show support, I appreciate it. We got to hit 750. It's part, like I said, that's the goal that we set. So that's where we're at. Anyway, I want to thank my moderators who do an absolutely fantastic job keeping the chat clean. Ladies and gentlemen, to do that, I appreciate you. So thank you very much for doing that. You guys are the best, and but again, just they do a great job. So I appreciate all of them. I appreciate all of you being here in the chat. Hey, we the people, just received my ballot in a recall Newsom in California. Another small fraud with the ballots and voting. Oh yeah, of course, of course. Yeah, that's those people that are in power are going to want to stay in power. That's what they're going to want to do. Thank you very much for the information, and thank you very much for the donation. But again, I appreciate all you guys being here and supporting the channel. It really does mean a lot. Man, we blasted through 750. Can we hit 800? That would be pushing it, right? Would that be pushing it? We're at 768. Can we hit 8? Can we hit 800, guys? Again, if you haven't hit that thumbs up, let's see if we can just do that just to see if we can, that last minute push to hit the 800. Again, I appreciate all you guys being here. I appreciate all the support. Going to have some really fun stuff going on when I get down to West Virginia and start working on stuff down there. I'm really excited about that project, and I'm excited to take you guys all along to show you all the progress and what we're going to get done and all those type of things. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Also, remember, guys, this is important, okay? We are one race called the human race. People need to remember that. It's really, really important. We are one race. We all bleed red. Stop letting them divide us. Stop letting them do it. If we stay positive and we work together, it's just like that community. That community comes together and works together. And let's say it could be anywhere, and they want to get rid of the drug dealers in their neighborhood. If they come together and work together, it's possible they can make it happen. They drive them out of there. Now, are the drug dealers going to go someplace else? Sure, they will, but they'll be out of your neighborhood. It's as simple as those type of things. Is making sure that you are on top of those type of things, and all of us can do that. All of us can come together. All of us can do it. So remember that. Stop letting them divide us. Also, remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So remember to tell the people that you care about every day how you feel. What do we got? 4 more to go. 796. 4 more, we'll hit 800. That'd be cool that we did it even that much higher than we wanted. So that would be awesome. Also remember, guys, STD. And again, when I hit 100,000 subscribers, I will have STD tattooed on my body. And there we are, 800. Awesome. That's very, very cool. But again, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing, or one day at a time. Yeah. One step at a time, one thing at a time, one day at a time. STD. Very simple. But it's such an easy mantra, you don't forget it because of the negative connotations of STD. But step, thing, and day. If you live by that mantra, you can accomplish anything that you set your mind to, anything, and nobody can stop you. Nobody. Stay positive, stay away from negative people, stay away from that negativity, and you're going to go so much farther in life. Remember, they want to keep you down. They want to keep you under control. And fight. Always fight. Live those dreams, follow them. It's that important. All right. So anyway, guys, we're at 806, so we hit that. That's awesome that we hit 800. I didn't think we were going to, so that was very, very cool. I didn't know, wasn't sure if we were going to hit 750. So, but thank you everybody for being here. I hope you all have a great night. I hope your weekend is awesome. Go do something, enjoy yourself. Continue to prep, but and do something to enjoy. I don't care if it's going for a walk in a park, taking pictures, drawing, looking at scenery, whatever you do, whatever gives you peace. Do something that gives you peace. Turn that stupid TV off and go and do something that you enjoy. All right? I will talk to you all later. Have a great night. Prepper Nurse One out for now.